Hello, welcome. So this is something that I'm definitely going to start doing more regularly. I feel like having this sort of accountability and the journaling aspect, which forces me to reflect on not only my trading, but I'm definitely going to start including a little bit more of my personal day-to-day stuff in here as well. And the reason being that it one forms some sort of consistency, and the schedule with that is something that I really need because I've kind of lost that over these past 1 to 2 months with all the volatility and uncertainty with work. It's been very difficult to find anything that's been predictable and that I can count on. And so I feel like having these journals can be quite helpful, not only to actually verbalize and review my day in terms of trading, but also just to have something to talk to and talk. I'm obviously going to have things to talk about, but even if I'm just talking to the microphone, it still gives me something that I'm able to actually verbalize my thought process and my review of the day as I kind of reflect day to day. So, I started off today at around 8 o'clock here. Late start, but I was up late because of work, and that's fine. I don't have any issue with that. So right around here, there was this setup that I had gotten. If you connect these two lines, right? I mean these 2 points, you get that beautiful white line that I had charted, which will, yeah, right. And from here, peg it to the top, which is this white line, breaks, retests one candle. A lot of these today, which I'll show later, were these one candle break and retests. But right here, just right on that candle, breaks above, and you have a solid entry in that orange circle, which I didn't take. So I bring this up in particular because, I had shown up just a few minutes after this setup took place, and I had a lot of FOMO and frustration about it, which has been a huge issue in the past. You know that feeling you come to the market. Let's say you come 30 minutes late, 2 hours late, 1 hour late, and you see this huge move happen right before, and you think, like I missed that. That was mine. And in the past, it's really had harmful effects on me because after I have something like that, I feel the FOMO, I feel the frustration, I feel like the market owes me, and I'm more likely to rush into a trade, to kind of invent something to jump into because I'm frustrated with having missed the trade by just a few minutes, and I feel like, you feel as though the market owes you that. So today I feel like I handled that better. I mean, I waited however many more minutes was that, 30, 12:52. I mean, yeah, I waited quite some time um, until I was able to actually execute the next setup. So because I understood that with this break, it was going to be at least, an hour before I saw something else that was actually worth taking, and that I could reasonably, construct an analysis and take a trade off of. So I did all right with that. In the past, maybe I would have entered like here or something or here just because I was like, I want to get in. I'm sick of waiting. Um, so this setup is kind of out of the ordinary. I mean, admittingly, I did sort of rush it a bit, but it had like 90% of what I look for, which was these two wicks, breaks, and it eventually just continued to hold. And I entered here, pretty clean entry, and there is here. This one is a little different because structurally this was high of day. I did protect a high of day, but the thing is, like, on that same candle that I exited, like 7 out of 8 contracts, it literally went up what, another 10 points, like doubled my profit. So it's like, why have I why did I miss out on that? And it's not saying that I'm always going to get that, but this has been kind of a recurring theme that I'm leaving, quote unquote, leaving a lot of profits on the table, and I've been front running exits, front running my profit targets, which you'll see on trade 2. So I took this, And here was this red channel, which I got from here and here. Put that to the bottom. And these are the short setups that I have been practicing. Break, retest right there, short right here. This is pretty similar to the longs. It's the OCBNR, the one candle break and retest. There wasn't really any air here, but it seems good enough, and with the volume confluence as well, I liked it. I've been studying this a bit more and more on the short side. It's definitely harder to do, but I feel like I managed it today. This was another example of me front running my profit target. So I had this blue line here, which is the neckline of the head and shoulder, right? So head, let me just draw it. So head here, right, left shoulder here, right shoulder here, and then there's this neckline, which is this blue line. And I think we had came down here, and it was just stalling, and I was like, oh, double bottom with this wick. Oh, it's gonna go back. Oh, it's gonna hit my stop. Oh my gosh. And it's just like, dude, just relax, you know. And I exit here, and then like 5 seconds later, boom, flush, like another. What is that? I don't know, 5 points. I mean, no, it's a lot. It was a lot of points. It was like 10 points, you know. So one, it messes up my R, and I'm missing out on a lot of points. And excuse me, by the way, this is just an image, so I don't know what the actual amount of points is. I mean, I can just check, right? So I exited like, I think I exited like here, 65, 57. Yeah, I mean, it was like another like 7, 8 point, no, like 8, 9 points, right? It makes a big difference. It's like almost 1 R. It's like 0.75 R on that trade. An extra 0.75 R. So it was something that I could have, had I just been a bit more trustworthy of my plan and the structure, completing, as well as just not being so on edge, trying to front run it and thinking, oh, it was stalling here. I remember the reason I took profit is because it stalled here for like maybe a second or two. And when you micromanage like that and you just watch everything, you can always come up with an excuse. The candle's like kind of oh, okay, get out. It's like, dude, what the fuck, So this was a mistake. I didn't like this. The entry was great, and this has been a recurring thing. Great entry, weak profit taking. Anyways, so let's get into these best setups. This one I already mentioned. Orange here, as I mentioned. I mean, this was the red channel, right? Retest, one candle. Red, this channel here. If I get to the top, again, OCBNR, just the one candle break and retest. Red here, break, immediately go. And this is a pretty juicy move. Here is interesting with if you use this bottom pivot to the top. Beautiful holds right here and here, right? Kind of confirming the algo. And then Resi here. Here you kind of do have to be careful. See how it kind of breaks above. That's why you wait for it to really hold. And once here we have that bottom wick closing above, right? This bottom wick right here, holding support. Sorry. Bottom wick here holding support, breaks above, and then you'd long right here. That's how I would manage this. And that made for a great trade. So overall, it was, there was definitely some opportunities today on the long side, short side, long side. I mean, we have been in a pretty aggressive bull market. So, yeah. And I do want to talk, I guess, generally about, what it has been of myself lately. Just trying to better reconfigure everything. So, yeah, today was pretty good, and I'm, when I have my schedule, my actual schedule with work too, it just makes everything so much easier. And also not working nights. Working nights is so draining, because you just have to wait for it the whole day, and it's kind of always in the back of your mind. Oh, I have to be there at 6 or whatever, and you get off so late, and you're hungry and you're tired, So today I woke up, I traded, I studied, reviewed my day. Went off to work at 11. Worked until I think I worked 7 hours, 7.5 hours. Got home at around and work is great. They're they seem to be pretty friendly and accommodating to me. Just in general, like everything is really chill, everything is laid back, so much better. And I'm just so used to feeling like everything I do is going to be like a fight, or I get yelled at, or I'm going to be having to, you know, go out of my way to make sure that I'm not, just constantly being micromanaged. And since I've kind of built up that standard in my head, here it just seems like so chill. It's like literally feels like a playground. I don't know how to describe it, but it's honestly like preschool in comparison to like the other places, which is just great. It's not a bad thing. It just means these jobs should be like that. They're chill, and I do a good job, and I have a good work ethic, you know, and I'm proving to myself that I'm like worth keeping around, and they seem like pretty happy with that. And yeah, it's just not getting like micromanaged constantly is obviously just makes you feel more human, and so I feel good. I actually like just it really being out of those places now. It's been like a solid week and a half, 2 weeks being out of those places, and just like my brain and my whole way of thinking and how I feel has just changed so dramatically. Like I literally feel more human. I feel more at peace. I was losing sleep, just stressing about the next day, and it's been that's great. That's been great for me. I'm so like I feel like I can just like breathe better, um, and my my exercising stuff with my knee has been better today. I ran 4 miles right after work, and now I just came back, studied. I'm doing this now. Overall, it was like a pretty productive day, one of my first in a while, you know. So I've been happy with that, and eating healthier, trying not to eat too much in the mornings. I am trying to lose weight, but yeah. So that concludes this today. I want to, I work in the mornings on the weekends, but I try and meet some people, cause you know I don't I don't know anyone here, because I'm very much kind of in my own solitude, and especially on the days I have off, I was looking in. There's some like clubs that not like clubs, but there's like clubs that meet up, like a running club, and I go to the running club, but it's hard. I went to the running club today, but you know I'm a lot of the people there are so much older, um, because they're like office workers, or they have like more real jobs, and they live in the city here in downtown, and not a lot of people my age live in downtown because it's really expensive, and but fortunately I can, with my work and everything, I'm the money I've saved and my job and stuff, I'm able to afford to live here. But it's very difficult. You don't really see other people my age here, you know, unless, I mean, USC is nearby, and UCLA. I mean, I'm in LA, but it's um, it's it's difficult. And when I go to that running club, everyone is like at least you know 10 years older, 5, 10 years older. But you know, I'm sure there's other clubs as well that may have like a younger age demographic. Uh, but yeah, it's something I have to do. Even bars, I feel weird going to a bar by myself. But yeah, mostly, and I mean, I have to meet some people here. Definitely, I have to make some friends here. I did reach out to one of the workers, from my previous job. Um, Even though I don't think we'd get along that well, but it to me it's still like it's worth it. It's better than nothing. And who knows? Maybe I'd be like pleasantly surprised. But I thought it was pretty chill. So yeah. Anyways, that. I think that concludes everything. Yeah.